Hello everybody, welcome back. Good morning. Let's have a look at some charts. Now I'm just going to show you some examples, right? So this is something we're talking about on the Patreon on Sunday night, right? So I said, look, if we're going to get a move, if we're going to get a bounce, if we're going to get a rally, you do have to be careful because it might be a dead cat bounce, and with that might come a significant rejection, which might take you down to new lows. Counter to what I've usually been saying, which is like, I think we're going to go to new all-time highs, which I still believe, by the way. I still believe that. That's still the overall plan given to us by the Total 2 and the general expectation of a 4-year cycle and the Dixie and everybody else and the way that they look. But in the short term, as in right now, if we did get or do get or are seeing currently a bounce, no altcoin is created equal. And I'm going to show you that in a minute. So obviously with Bitcoin, we're still below the 21 and the 20. That takes you up to 100,300 thereabouts. That's where the rejection ought to take place. If we're going to get it, excuse me, and if we get rejected a little higher, it's going to be around 101 to 102. So just remember that. Those are areas on Bitcoin that may offer resistance. Now look, I'm just going to put it to you now, I'm in longs and I don't normally do that. So, you know, I do have a bit of skin in the game here, you know. I do expect it to go up now, but I am very cautious of what it's going to look like around here. So when I say no altcoin is created equal, let me show you. So here's your Litecoin. We were talking about Litecoin last week, how it was a good setup and a good chart. And literally just over the last 2 days, or the last 48, 24 hours, 20% to a max of 24%. So that's a V-shaped recovery from the golden cross. So that looks quite good. Continuation, well, yeah, why not? We're above all moving averages at this point. We're looking to make new local highs and then carry on from there. So that does look good. I'm not saying that you should buy this, FOMO this. That's what I'm saying. We were talking about this a week ago. Right, this is what we spoke about a week ago. So yeah, you don't FOMO into it. You stick your neck out and buy a support, if anything. So don't FOMO. All right, that's all I'm saying. I talked about it. I'm just referring back to it now. This is not a call. It was a call, I suppose, to an extent before, or at least a very interesting observation, but not right now. So just please, don't FOMO. But what we're seeing here is a chart with no major resistance above it. XRP, it's kind of similar. We've got 200 simple and exponential here. We've got 10, 21 and 20 here, which means that if you break through $2.77, you should be expecting new local, if not all-time highs. That's right, that's okay. There is no death cross here, only a golden cross which wasn't even tested, so that's good. That's a good setup, that's a good look. So we've got Bitcoin, we've got Litecoin, we've got XRP, they're all looking good. Okay, what's going on here? Okay, it's not quite the same. Okay, so this is Ethereum, below all moving averages. No altcoin is created equal. This is where things will get really interesting, right? So we've got this big consolidation where we've got the trend line that's now gone below the top of this buy zone, which obviously we're all the way below. We've got 20, 200, 20, sorry, 10, 21, 220, and then an incoming death cross, which is likely to confirm over these next couple of days, taking you to the top target of 3,100. Okay, so what I'm saying there is that any one of these areas can get you a rejection, but the main one, if we were to get that death cross, and the biggest one you could look for would be a rejection at the top of the buy zone where the death cross and the consolidation trend line is kicking in, all around that 3,100 zone. That's an interesting setup, isn't it? So all those other ones, I say all those other ones, that handful of other coins point to continuation. They're happy. They could be powerful, but you know the big boy, Ethereum and Bitcoin to an extent do have resistances above us that could reject the entire market, because that's the nature of the crypto market, isn't it? You know, we get rejected for Bitcoin, then the market usually gets rejected as one large entity, one huge bearish entity. You know that. You don't need me to keep telling you that. Right, let's have a look at some other examples. Atom is a great example of something that could rally all the way. into a death cross. If my measure moves work, so that's a 26% move. I can imagine what's going to happen if that were to, if you know, this is just one of many. We were looking at all of these on Sunday night, and I'll say we were measuring them out, and they were roughly around 40% moves, right? So if it were to happen into these death crosses, and you know what's going to happen, the 40% move starts to happen. People are going to start calling for super alt season, which they might be right in saying that. But I would rather at this point now we'll just monitor it day by day. It could easily result in an alt season if that's what you want to call it, but initially the setup in front of us is pretty clear. It is a bearish chart, and if you get rejected from here, that's just a death cross retest, which could bring you all the way back down to where you started from, and then some. That's how death crosses often work. Here's your last death cross. We got rejected on a 50 exponential, rejected all the way down to where we started from, and then continuation. This is just the nature of what happens after death crosses. A big death cross over here. Oh, we don't want to talk about that. But I mean, Atom's not the greatest example, but it's still a setup that I want you to be aware of. Just remember what things look like when they get rejected. I mean, we could do this all day, which is basically what the Patreon is all about. Algorand is still bullish with a golden cross. That's great. What other examples could there be? I mean, I'm literally just pulling names out of my, tickers out of my ears at the moment. I mean, we're kind of spoilt for choice. Again, no altcoin is created equal. This is a really good one here, with a golden cross been retested. It's already done the V shape. We're looking for the continuation. Again, it makes the market particularly interesting, because it's not one of those markets where everybody just gets rich all at the same time. There's obviously an element of luck, but then skill and observation, definitely. I mean, this is an up-only chart. Look at the state of it. Not up only for those who FOMO'd in at 45 cents, but unbelievable to see T-Rex do this. Anyway, this video I can sense is becoming less and less exciting or useful. It's just me just talking now. I just wanted to put that message across that, yeah, like I was saying on Sunday, if we do get this move, for many it would probably result in a significant rejection at a death cross. For others, it will depend on Bitcoin and Ethereum. So let's just sit and watch and wait. It's been a nice start to the week so far, especially for things like Litecoin and a handful of others. But it doesn't mean we're going to instantly move into alt season. I expect over time things will be good, because my always referring to this chart and this overall fractal, always referring to this. Time is on our side. We're looking between now and September to make a serious buck, and that's what we should focus on. That's what I'm focused on. But day to day, minute to minute, hour to hour, these moves that we're seeing at the moment, the setup for the vast majority of altcoins is nothing more than a dead cat bounce into a death cross retest. But again, not for everybody. Not for everybody. Right, that is it. I will leave it with you there. If you want to join the Patreon, links in the description below. Otherwise, hope you have a nice day. Take it easy.